Hey there, beautiful. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sandra Carmen, and if you're seeing this, there's a very good chance that your heart has been broken, possibly recently or maybe years ago. Perhaps you still recall that memory, maybe a feeling or sensation, and perhaps you were conditioned to smile in spite of it, to remain graceful. I had a hard time accessing my anger back then when a past love cheated on me. Tears came easily for me back then, but I never expressed my rage and disappointment unfiltered. I didn't need to be graceful at this point, but I was trying my hardest to hold myself together. I needed to get angry, but it didn't fully happen. Maybe I got mildly annoyed, but right now I'm noticing that feminine fury that is really expressed in a healthy and safe way. That was never taught to me. It was always dramatic or unattractive or over the top, And I learned that anger equals pain and violence back then. And that it's unwanted because it's not safe. So rather than allowing it to rise inside of me and come through me, I swallowed it. I thought it would disappear, but that's not how it works. Psychologists actually term this process emotional suppression, and over the years I discovered many different research papers that verify that it is associated with greater stress, anxiety, and even physical disease, chronic disease. So the heartbreak remains, not in our mind alone, but also in our cells, until one day it just snaps and maybe goes numb and attracts another partner who revives that same hurt. And so it repeats itself until one acts differently, until that choice is made. And let me tell you a little story. It was my first experience in allowing rage to exist. The heartbreak was there, but it wasn't simply sadness. It was like a raw anger, being ignored, invisible, and not chosen. And it didn't destroy me, it freed me more so, I'd say. It was like an indicator, a boundary that was crossed, and now with somatic ways of experiencing it, my body was able to communicate all the sensations like a tight jaw or a clenched fist or shaky legs or nervous system attempting to guard me. But if I keep overriding it, then I might end up at war with myself. So it's my truth and my programming clashing. It doesn't mean that it won't hurt. I mean, if betrayal happens and that is the reason for huge anger and hurt, then that is a process that needs to be honored, to be carried, and to be acknowledged. Personally, it was a journey to finding my way back to self-worth and self-love. And once I expressed my anger in a healthy way by channeling it, writing poetry, writing a letter to that person, and really expressing my hurt and the deep wound of betrayal it caused, then my body was able to unlock a new level of self-love, and my self-esteem received a natural boost. It was safe to express my anger in my female body all of a sudden. Somatic shaking really helped me. I stood with my feet shoulder-width apart, and I was so relaxed, allowing my arms, my hips, my jaw to relax. And I allowed myself to sound out through my mouth, very primal. Screaming into a pillow could also work, even though I noticed that the active expression of anger, punching a pillow, screaming into one, for example, all of that is really enhancing the energy. I mean, get angry, play some music. I had some Eminem, some of his most aggressive songs in the background, and I just released. I also spoke to my inner teenager, but I made sure that I'm not taking it over the top, dramatic and angry in a way that I would kind of get into a cycle and spin out of control, being unable to catch myself and bring myself back in, because I noticed that it's as beneficial as it is to express that anger in a healthy way in my own safe space. It didn't really help to exaggerate it and put more fuel into the flames, so to say, if that makes sense, I hope. So what I did was I unleashed the fire inside of me, and I noticed that tears were connected to it. Like a natural release with sadness happened automatically as soon as I allowed the anger to really be with me and be part. Not for it to consume me, like sometimes when you punch a pillow or you scream into one, it feels like a greater force is taking over and you're simply enacting that. That's not what happened. It was a very conscious and an experience that allowed me to be fully aware of my surroundings and everything that was happening inside of me at the same time. I didn't act like it was all right. I was going through a very intense process, and I carried myself so I could resolve the pain and almost travel back in time and have this sacred dance of yelling right at him, allowing him to know energetically what it was that caused all this despair and sorrow inside of me, and at the same time bring a certain sense of compassion and forgiveness, of course more towards the end, but then to let it go and set him free energetically, which is a very, very important part. To not keep anything locked or entangled, but to allow the hurt in the body to just move up and out, or even down to the earth, whatever movement feels more aligned in that specific moment. I just allowed it to flow. And it was so necessary to get angry and embrace that for once, for my body to express that anger, not like a choreography, but as a natural, organic movement that releases. So that girl inside of me, the teenager that experienced her first heartbreak and was trying to hold on for someone to understand, I allowed her to find peace. She's not stuck any longer holding all that anger that was never able to see the light of day. I was very gentle with it. Not like leaving anything behind and ignoring it there, but repairing myself. Not to prove anything, but to really feel it for myself. And that girl inside of me that used to cry at night because she wasn't the chosen one, she began to trust again. And from that point onwards, a love fills the space that is healing the wound. Not like a mask that is put on, but more like a portal that just washes healing all over the inner wounds that are there. And so I really hope that a healthy expression of anger is finding its way to more and more people, and that we as a society, as a collective, that we can honor the expression of anger more, not labeling it immediately as something violent, dangerous, uncomfortable, or bad in any other way, but more to really honor its importance and the role it plays in our day-to-day lives, and that we can move through anger rather quickly instead of holding on to it as if we're looking through magnifying glasses and we're allowing it to build up and expand and get stronger. If it's felt in the moment and expressed and allowed, it really moves through quite quickly. It doesn't need to become this huge, dangerous, unpleasant thing. it is a huge wish of mine to find a more easeful path towards anger, even in the future. And for more and more women and non-binary people and everyone actually to have a connection to that and to allow the path to open up so we can all walk there if we have to. And yeah, that being said, the expression of anger is so beautiful in a little ritual or a little ceremony you can have with yourself and for whatever it is that you are angry about. And writing something down and then burning it in a safe way later on can feel empowering, because whatever anger there is now connected to the element of fire and set free, literally released through the smoke into the atmosphere, where a process of alchemy and recycling can happen. So that emotion, that strong anger, which holds a lot of our life force, a lot of energy, can find its way back towards joy, towards love, towards inner peace, and also forgiveness eventually, if that is part of the process. If the anger is directed towards another person, it's beautiful to speak that into the space so it can eventually reach them. And if it's self-forgiveness, then really allowing the body to receive this as a sacred offering, as a message that can bring even more healing and a higher alignment with your path, your purpose, of course your own soul, and other people in your life that will come into contact with you after that point. Because if there is a level of embodiment, of deeper connection and deeper truth happening, then what will be integrated for you personally from there on is allowing you to show up more fully in your radiance, in your feminine love that radiates from your heart, and also in the way you move with a certain softness. And if you carry a natural feminine energy already, then it will be enhanced, which is noticed in the way you show up in the world, the way others experience you, the way you move, the way you sound. Your voice is going to shift to another level that just brings calm and peace and a soothing, soft quality to others, to the extent that you might receive a lot of compliments for it, or people reflect back to you what quality you carry or you bring to them currently. And embracing that and really allowing that to happen, that's the best remedy to not store any of the heaviness of the anger, any of the dis-ease of the anger inside of your body. So over the years, if it's directed towards yourself internally, it might create autoimmune disease or different other conditions that first manifest on this emotional and energetic level. But if it remains there unchecked and unnoticed, and it really is there for many years and even decades, create pain and discomfort and disease in your body. So my desire and my biggest wish is truly to find, like I said, a more aligned path towards it. So like a door that becomes unlocked and is now available and opens at any point that we need it to open, for us to walk through, feel it, and then simply allow it to go, to leave us. And then to become a more whole and healthy and happy, really truly happy and at peace with oneself, a society that has exactly these qualities. So any remaining questions you have about releasing anger in a healthy way, I'm so happy to answer your questions. Simply post them here in the comments below, or share your own experience with anger and how you channel it, how you experience it, how you allow yourself to be with it. If there's anything new you learned here, feel free to include that in your comment as well. I would love to hear from you. It always means so much if you reach out and are part of the community in a more active way. And so, till the next video, sending you so much love and a big permission slip to feel that and to be with it in the way that is authentic and feels best for you. So much love. See you next time.